let's trying to close some gaps or trying to get progress on something. Like for example, we had one of these in the past for implementing our back test. We had one of these for implementing functional tests. We had one of these for implementing new commands. In this case, we are really close to reach parity with the well, not reach parity. We have parity in the OSC and the Manila client, but we would still like to add some coverage of testing. And I think all of us have worked in features in Manila, right? So I think that's a community goal as we have this cycle to have all of the testing in place so that we can start the removal of the Manila client from the code and just like fully switch to OSC. So we've been long wanting this, and this is one of the very last steps that we'll need to take. After this, there will be some documentation as well. So um, the tasks that we have prepared for this, they're supposed to be kind of more lightweight, and we can go through the list of tasks. But yeah, first things first, in case you do not have access to this document, I think it's shared with everyone. uh, oh, it's restricted. It's not Red Hat. I should have posted this to. Yeah, I'll do this. So I'll share this with me, and then I'll create a new copy and share this with you. Yep, share anyway. So my bad on that. I am making a copy of it um, to my local drive, and then I can open this up with everyone. So let's make a copy. Locations, my drive, work related. Yep. So I'm about to share that link, substring, and yep, I'm making a copy of this document and I'm sharing this with you right now. So in case you don't have access to it yet, I am saying setting the access grants to everyone with a link can access this. So just please click on this link and you'll be able to see everything if you don't have access to the other one, but it's pretty much a copy of the other one, as I said. So what this document has, let's go through it. So first, there are some reference links. For example, uh, how we've implemented the OpenStack client, Manila OpenStack client spec, and all of the commands that are related to it. Um, we've the task board, which is the Kanban board from Taiga. We have some example patches from previously and the contributor guides to Python Manila client. So a couple of links for us. Also, we have some prerequisites. So DevStack should be up and running with all of the repos that we need, and then we have the DevStack guide and the example local conf. If you have already a DevStack that is not with this dummy local conf and it has Manila, it should be fine as well. And you should be authenticated to DevStack in order to run the tests and the commands. Yeah, so I think before we go any further, I would like to thank Vida for putting help putting all of this together. Vida revised all of the documentations, went through all of the lists of tasks, and helped groom everything and get this ready for this day. So big thank you to Vida for helping out with that. And yeah, with that, we can take a look at all of the doc. Yeah, so we also have, apart from these structures, we have a couple of other things here. For example, if you are implementing some commands or if you are implementing some specific um, new commands in this case, but now we will pretty much focus on the environment instructions and the running the tests and also an example implementation of the tests. So yeah, I think for all of these it's a bit of this is some like prerequisites. I think most of you might have a dev stack. I know Christian and Rian already have, and I know for sure that Kiran and Girish might have this as well, because you are long-time contributors and the DevStack is a good friend of us. So I'll just skip this part and then we can go to the next one. And there is a very important guide here that we will need to do before, because we need to prepare the environment to run the functional tests. And this is the doc that will take us through it. The doc is called Environment Instructions, and it's linked here in this out of this doc as well, uh, right after the write unit test for your command. So yeah, that's one of the things that we should take a look at. So as soon as you open this doc, there will be a couple of other instructions for us. So yep, just a second. Yeah, so we have these instructions for setting up the environment. First thing is we need to have the dev stack, yes, but also we need to make some things work. So we have a couple of requirements when running the test, especially if you're running or implementing something that's related to GHSS true. And this is exactly the case, for example, for some tasks like share servers or for share networks or something like that. So there are some tools that can pre-create everything in the setup for us. So I would say if you don't have this set to in your dev stack, this flag in the local conf, I would say you can still do that by just going to this dev stack repository and or the folder in your dev stack and search this specific part of the functions or the currently implemented um, plugins and everything, and then you can just issue this function and it will create all of the networking that would have been created if you had that flag set. But if you do not need anything related to share networks in your environment, then it's fine. You can go to the steps later. So uh, the steps to be able to run the functional tests are these ones. And in this case, we have first installing Ansible. You can do that by, if you are in an Ubuntu system, you do sudo apt install Ansible, and then it will install everything that you need. And then you will need this playbook that will pretty much load a role. So I would say click on this role. You can do wget, or you can just copy the content of this and paste it in your environment, in your dev stack. So create a new file, um, copy the content of this playbook, and run it in your environment, right? So you do that by, after you copy that, you need to run Ansible playbook and then playbook name or file name. You can use the same file name as it is here. So for example, populate manila client conf.yaml. We have a role that is used on CI for doing that, so it will make our lives easier. And yeah, after that, we will need to here we just download. We don't run the Ansible playbook yet. Sorry. And then after that, we edit the roles, this file in the Python Manila client repository. So it's called roles populate Manila client config defaults main YAML. And then we set the Manila client config to the path of your newly created Manila conf. That was uh, to the Manila conf that will be created. In this case, I'm specifying the absolute path to the OPT stack, Python Manila client etc. And that's pretty much like the place that the configuration file will be created. So after that, we run the Ansible playbook, This is necessary pretty much mostly because I mean the file won't be created yet, but this is something used for Zoo, and Zoo will have a variable that will not autocomplete this. So this bit will be missing from your environment, and you need it. And then yeah, you also need to, after the Manila client um, conf playbook is run, you need to specify the share type name to the Manila client conf file so that the test can be run. So I would say just go ahead and go to this file here and uh, add the share type name as the share type so that it will be used as the default share type when tests are being run. And yeah, to run the functional test, you can just, if you want to run the whole suite, you can do this. But if you want to run a subset of tests, you can do something like this that I'm just pasting here. Um, for example, it's just like any other thing. You can specify a whole regex for something, so you can do something like this. This one, I'm pasting it here. One example. Yeah, it's one of the tests that I'm implementing at the moment. So yeah, um, this is pretty much what we would need for setting up the environment and start running some tests. But also, I would like to cover some implementation with you before we go through task assignments. Do you have any questions so far? Right. Taking silence as though. Yeah, but I saw maybe someone unmuted. I don't know.
Yeah, Carlos. I just want to make sure that I get the prerequisites set because I need to be in my stack environment, which I am, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have that, and I just wanted to check the neutron create initial networks. Um, when I'm running this the source command, it's saying I have no such file in the directory.
Are you in the DevStack folder?
Yes, stack Valencia, and within that dev stack.
Okay,
Let me just try copying this one more time.
let
Let's
me take
try.
a look at something real quick.
Oh no, it worked this time.
Oh,
I did it differently. Huh. Okay. Well, my bad. False alarm.
don't worry, it's fine. Yeah, so glad to know it's working on your end as well. But yeah, this step will create some additional networks for you, and you have everything set up for it. And then the next steps will be these ones that I mentioned. You know, like install Ansible, copy download the playbook, edit the roles to specify the path to the Manila client config, and then run the playbook to generate the file and update the share type of the configuration file. And then you'll be good to go. But we won't get to this functional test yet, and I would recommend you not do this step of running the functional test yet. We can be more specific with it. Otherwise, it might take some time in your dev stack to complete everything. So yeah, and this one won't work, I think, because it's one that I've just implemented, and I'll share that with you. Yeah. Next question that I have is: does everyone have access to the Taiga board or need access to it?
I think I don't have. Do I need that access?
Uh, yeah,
This is
you
specific
need
to.
it. Yeah. So I'll link you Taiga, and please share the email um, with me, and then I can add all of you to the board. I think Rian. Oh,
Carlos, did we make a Taiga account?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay, so I should just make one. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I will share. I'll do that for Rian. I think I saw her. Uh,
Should I have it follow the same information that is on my Garrett's and everything associated with our internship, or can I just sign in with my GitHub?
I would say go ahead and use the same that you use for everything because it's easier for
Okay,
us to find you later. Yep.
no worries.
I think I can.
So do I need to create the login account for this, and then you can give me access like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, please. So let me change members. Set a new member. Let me add Rian. And yeah, as soon as you have subscribed, if you have created your account in the Taiga board, please share it with me. And yeah, we can. I can add it. I can add you there. So yeah, there on the now on the tests, right? I've done. Uh, Initially, I thought let's create some negative functional tests for some resources, and I think that's pretty much what's missing. But in the meantime, I realized that some resources do not have any functional testing at all, like especially the ones that have been introduced recently. So I've started some example implementation here for the functional test for share, for example. So I've linked this in the doc in this Taiga card here, but I can also link that to the doc. Maybe I think it's gonna be useful to the implementation examples that are here, prior patches. I'll also add this to the other one, to the other doc. Done. All right. So I wanted to show you how to implement these changes and what we expect for this functional test. For the negative scenarios, I think it's going to be kind of easier on us, especially because we have less things, fewer things to assert, and we don't need to test a bunch of things. So let's take a look at the shares commands and see exactly what do we need to test there, and then I'll share with you my reasoning for the test that I've created. So I'm opening the Python Manila client repository, which is where we will be working on, and we have OSC or Manila client tests. Uh, no, I want to show the command first. So command v2 and then share. And then I started with the create share example, right? Um, let's take a look at the command, for example. So we have a couple of issues here. For example, if we do not have an argument, if we do not set something that's expected for the share, we are already testing all of that with the unit tests. So it makes no sense for us to just do the same testing and every single exception that I see being thrown here, I just do not, I just uh, go ahead and add a new functional test for it. So I was considering that we can do something different for this one. Instead of that, instead of testing, like if the versions match, like this one, for example, if we have scalar hints and if the version matches or something like that, all of these, they are already tested by unit tests. We don't want to test those. The scenarios that I wanted to test were pretty much the ones that will hit Manila and we'll go make calls, and then that we need to ensure that something is fading or when something provided is wrong, right? One example of that, whenever we specify a share type while creating a share, we need to ensure that if the share type has a wrong name, then we pretty much should raise an error, right? So this is one of the scenarios that I should test. I should specify um, one share type name or ID. And then if that chart type name or ID is wrong, whenever that call is made to Manila, I need to ensure that it will raise an exception. And then yeah, and it will consist pretty much of every single call that we make to the share client, we will need to test. So whenever we do the share type get, or whenever we do defined resources, these are calls that we need to test. These are tests that we need to implement. So whenever we are specifying a wrong share type and we specified like the wrong name or something like that, then we need to raise an exception, and I need to test it because it's something that we are not catching with the unit test. The unit test is mocking this, and then we are not actually doing defined resource. We're just trying to assert. In this case, we want to make the call go through and have Manila failing or passing or something like that. So this is one of the scenarios that I would say we should test. So my recommendation is look at all of the examples that we do, like find resource or that we call other entities and that can raise an error. And then I think we can ignore the ones that we do the micro version checks, and we do pretty much some validations that are client related and that they won't call the Manila API. So in this case, we have a couple of scenarios here to test. So this one, when you specify a share type, if it's a wrong one, it should raise an exception. When the share type, default share type does not exist, it should raise an exception. When we specify a share network and Manila, make a call to the Manila API and check if the share network exists, and it doesn't exist because the ID of the share network was wrong, we should raise an exception. So same for share groups in this case, and same for snapshot ID. Um, Mount point name, I think we can ignore just because of the reasoning I just mentioned. We are checking the API version, and there are already unit tests for doing that. The same goes for these ones that are pretty much API version checks, and then we can make the calls go through. So the test scenarios there are pretty simple, and then I there are already some functional tests implemented for the shares, and I started by giving an example with those shares. So what I've done here was I've implemented a couple of tests that will cover these scenarios, and I just got started with them, but I will continue on this so I can assign this task already for to me, which is I'm testing, like the starting to test the share create command. And then how does this test work? First thing is we were not testing exceptions for the functional testing. So first thing I did was an import for exceptions. I was importing the exceptions from the tempest lib, which is what we run. This import needs to go here. So um, So self-review on the change. Yeah, and then I'm creating a share type because this will be reused in a couple of scenarios. So I've just created a share type for this class, and then I started introducing the new tests. So here, yeah, Pep8 is failing because I've added an F string and I didn't add any placeholder. So, but the thing is, what I'm doing is I've defined a new test that will create a share, uh, and I will specify a wrong share type. So I'm doing self.assert raises, um, and then I'm specifying which exception I'm expecting to be thrown when the command fails. What's the function that I should run, and what are the parameters to this function? So as the parameters, I'm doing OpenStack share create, because it's the OpenStack share create command. Specifying the mandatory parameters, which is NFS and one. This is already being validated by the API, so we don't need to do this. We only need to validate the other calls. And then I'm saying like the name, wrong share, and the share type, I'm specifying a share type whose name is wrong type. So whenever I run this command with these parameters, I'm specifying a share type that does not exist, and it should fall into this scenario here, right? I specify a share type, and then this, whenever we try to find this resource, there isn't a share type with this name, with the name uh, set to wrong type, and then this exception should be thrown. So that's exactly what I'm trying to accomplish there. And for the next test, what I did was a bit different. I did OpenStack share create with wrong snapshot ID, because whenever I specify a wrong snapshot, as it is the case here as well, like for this one, whenever I specify the snapshot ID, what should happen is an exception should be thrown. if the snapshot does not exist, because we are trying to find that snapshot first. So this is an action um, from the client. So we are testing the whole functionality for the client, and then I am running this test, and now I think we got the essence. I can implement one more scenario so that we can see how we all can see how it works, and what we need to think of when implementing such tests. And yeah, I think we can after that work on the assignments. I can also show you how to run the functional tests locally, so that we do all of the testing necessary. So I'll switch the screen share to my whole screen. So it's LG. Yeah, and now I will share PyCharm. So this is the tests. These are the tests that I've been implementing, and I've pushed that change to Garrett. The next thing that I want to implement is the other test that I mentioned. Like another scenario. So I've tested test of pre-stack create or share create with wrong type. Um, sure. Now I want to test something different. I've realized that is an F string and it doesn't need to be here, so I'm already fixing that part of the command. Now I'll implement a new test, right? So let's call this test um, let's use the share group example for this one. So wrong share group. And I've declared this new test, and I'll start the test with unassert races because we need to ensure that whenever we specify a wrong share group, an exception will be raised by the client. So I'll do exceptions, command failed, which is the exception that I expect to be raised when this command fails. And then I'll do self.openstack, which is the function that we will call that actually goes ahead and makes the call to OpenStack for us. It's a tool that we use in our functional test. So it's the same as we were going to the client and typing OpenStack share create. And then I'm typing the rest of the command here. So I will do um, share create NFS1 name share with wrong group, and let's set some more things. So now I need to specify the share group, the wrong share group name. So I can just do dash dash share group wrong group. I think this should be enough for this. So yeah, let's do this and break this. It might fail. No, it won't. Let's see. Dash dash share group, right? So I've specified like the wrong share group, and now I should test it. So how can I apply this? Well, I think for all of you, I would recommend just connecting this environment to or the PyCharm directly to the dev stack. You can do that through the remote deployment tool on PyCharm. If you haven't that set up, you can reach out to me and I can share some documentation with you. But in this case, I'll just edit the files that I've been modifying in the client or in my environment, and then I'll just show you how to run the tests. So let's suppose we are all syncing, right? We are all synced the test that we implemented locally with our remote environment. What we will do now is we will need to apply the changes and run the test. So when you sync, you won't need to do this thing that I'm starting to do right now. So I'll enter the Python Manila client repository. I'll do git status. I've edited this file already, which is this one. And I'll add the new testing scenario. So let's paste that code here. And let's copy the test name so that I can try to run it, right? So I'll write in quit, and then let's do tox -e functional dash dash, and then the path to the test that I want to be tested. So all of that is provided here in these instructions as well. But what I'm doing is I'm doing this run functional tests example here, and then it's not function, it's functional. So as soon as I hit enter, it will install some requirements if you don't have them installed yet, and then you'll start running this. So I've hit enter. I've started running the functional test, and I'll see the output in a bit. I'm hoping the test works. I think it might work. But yeah, that's how we implement the test, how we look at the test. We specify a wrong ID or something that does not exist in Manila, and then we try to ensure that this is raising an exception. And I think we also covered how to identify what pieces need to be tested. Yeah, the test passed. In case I did not want the test to pass, or in case the test does not pass, it would raise an exception. But in this case, no. I can try to show you how an error would happen. I think I have some examples for that here. Um, yeah, let's take a look at this. So I can do, yeah, maybe if I remove this, it won't raise an exception and the test will pass. And then, uh, yeah, so I'm trying to make the test fail on purpose, just so that we can see also how a failure looks like. And then a lot of debug information is printed on your terminal as a result of that. So yeah, that's we'll see that in a bit, but there's a chance that this test will leave things behind as well, just because I didn't add cleanups to the end of the test, because initially I was expecting the test to fail. Yeah, you see, um, failed delete to delete share type with name or ID, whatever, because it's still in use. It's attempting to clean up, but it couldn't clean up, and there was a mismatch. Instead of uh, having an exception, it returned a value, or it returned something from that creation. So if we look at the share, for example, so this is not the share, this is the share type. Let's take a look at the share name. uh, I'm lost in that info. If I do OpenStack share list, it will work. Yeah, so you see we have our own share that was created successfully, and instead of raising an error because the share group or the snapshot ID was wrong, then it pretty much succeeded because nothing was wrong. So this is the exception, and then it shows exactly where it failed, or what were the calls that were expected and what was expected. And then at the end it says it failed to delete the share type with name or ID because it was still in use, and it's correct. You cannot delete a share type in case a share is still there. So to clean it up, I would first clean the share. So OpenStack share delete wrong share, and then I'll drop the share type. OpenStack share type delete, and then I'll specify the share type name, and then the cleanup will happen. All right, so OpenStack share list now should show one less share, which is the wrong share. It should not be created, and that's how we see failures and how a bit of the debug can happen. Do you have questions on the implementation or running the tests? All of this is documented in the doc, by the way. We can chat about that if you prefer. But yeah, how does that sound? Is it okay? Questions? Yeah, so I think we can go to the next part, which would be some assignments for us, if that's okay. So I would say there's no limitation on us getting issues here to implement. I think there are a couple of things that do not have even functional tests, like the positive scenarios added yet, being, for example, share backups, resource locks, the export location metadata. It has, but it has fewer. And yeah, there might be share transfer as well, which I think I've missed adding. I'm not sure. Transfer. Yeah, I thought I created that, but I didn't. So share transfer is also missing from this. So um, I can start. I mean, I've started on the negative test scenarios for shares, so I can assign that to myself and continue the work on that. Um, yeah, I've assigned it to me. Yeah, so for user messages, I think it's supposedly an easier one, as well as pools. Uh, Maybe, yeah, I created for pools as well, didn't I? Oh, my bad. I thought I had. So, and then each one of these tasks on this board, they are linked. They have the file that you should be working on the tests linked here. So yeah, that's where we should be looking at. For example, this user messages one. This is a validation that should not do. So these list messages, we don't have anything to test. But for the show message, for example, there will be like a find resource first, right? So the find resource is something that we should definitely test, and then if the message does not exist, then we should definitely ensure that there's an issue, an error being raised. So this is a very easy one, I would say. If you'd like, it's a very good one to get started and understand how this works. Yeah, Christian, Rian, would you like to get started with this?
Can you hear
Sure.
me?
Yeah, I can, Christian. So there is also pools.
Yes.
Oh, so do we have? I think it's services. I'm looking at. I'm finding the services one or the pools one. That's why I was revisiting this list, and then maybe it's on, yeah, share pools. My bad. So this is another good one. There is a smaller list, and then we have the list detail. No, I think we would. Yeah, that's why I'll filter this out. So, Rian, can I add you to the user messages one? And then yeah, we can start with this one, but I would say I think you finish this quickly, and then you can go to the next one and pick up another thing on the list, if that's fine with you.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Christian. I think I have another one that's kind of a bit easier to you, which is security services might be a good one as well. Access rules can be good too, but share instance export locations is fine. It's fewer APIs. So would you like to work on this?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, could you please share your email that is on Taiga with me, please?
Oh, yeah, it's ESP.
Oh, sorry, one minute. Members.
Oh, I can just type it in here, right? That's fine.
Oh, yep, please.
I put it in. I put it in chat.
Thank you. I also saw. I'll also add Girish here because I saw you pinged me. Yep. Thank you. Oops, I closed the tab that I shouldn't. Yeah, so I've added the two of you to this board. I will assign Christian to um, share instance export locations. So yeah, I think as I said, you guys will pick this up quickly, and then you'll be able to uh, get this done quickly. So I would say the next step would be looking at the um, next few issues. And yeah, you can ping me if you'd like to some help on deciding what would be our next good issue. But otherwise, just feel free to pick something up from the board. The idea is to get as much done as you can uh, throughout this week. And I think yeah, you'll be able to do some implementations quickly for this. So yeah, I'll also put this on ready whenever you're ready to start implementing, or if you've already started implementing, please push this to on progress. And then whenever you push the change to Garage, then add the link to the comments and move the issue to ready for review, please. I think this goes to everyone. So yeah, whenever it's assigned, there's an assignee and everything. Uh, oh, sorry, I think you had tests for share instance export locations, but Vida, were you planning to work on this for the positive scenarios or negative as well?
Positive.
Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah,
was. Yeah, hmm or positive. It didn't have those test cases, so um, yep. I can
yeah, makes
also
sense.
extend it later.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so I'm adding the shares one as well, which is assigned to me, and also I can do resource locks for this because I think I have a lot of context on that. So yeah, these are the ones that I'm planning to work on. We have a couple of other ones that are also kind of uh, good ones to get started with. So I would say, uh, Girish, would you like to pick something up from the board? Are you more familiar with something or a specific task, or would you like to start exploring with something small?
Uh, yeah, yeah, sure, Carlos, but not sure because here also we have hackathon and other tasks also I need to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
So let's go for something
yeah.
smaller. I think it will take only some time of your day. So maybe, yeah, I think the negative ones for share replicas, they will be similar to shares, and then there can be a bunch of, uh, I don't know, inspiration or copying from the shares, if that's okay with you.
Okay, we'll see that.
Okay, yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try to do that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I don't know, Kiran, would you like to pick something up, or you have the time to spend only on helping us review this? Would you have the time to do reviews or pick up something? It's fine. Whatever help is already awesome.
Yeah, for me also, I will help with the review. Task, I'm not sure, Carlos. I'm not confident actually. I will, because here also I have to something finish.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
thank you for understanding. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, thanks for the help with the reviews. I would say keep monitoring this board then, and for the tasks that you see on ready for review, I would ask you to please go and review them. This will help dearly these changes to move forward, and then we getting some changes to merge. Yeah, I was also reminded that on Friday is a holiday in the US, and I think most of the audience, or at least half of the audience, is in the US. So we'll have another meeting, the upstream meeting on Thursday. We can do the regular chat meeting, but yeah, would be nice if we can chat there to check if there are any blockers or something like that. Yeah, that's all I had. I hope it wasn't too confusing. And again, thanks, Vida, for putting all of this together. Do you guys have any questions?
No, I think I'm just gonna follow along with the video once you post it.
Yep.
I will say though, the only issue I've been running into at the moment, Carl, I don't know if it's like a simple fix or not, or if I'm just being a little dense, is running this install Ansible on my stack environment. I'm not too sure if like it takes a particularly long time to do that.
Oh, it might. Depending
It
on
might.
your VM, yeah. It can take some
Okay.
time, but depends on the connection of it.
Okay. So yeah, because I've just been stuck at restarting services for a while, and I just want to make sure that's normal.
Oh yeah, I think it's kind of one of the upgrades. I think the kernel that there was a kernel thing. Are you seeing a purple screen?
I set a purple screen. I saw that, but I moved through it and clicked OK. Was that smart of me? I don't.
No, it's all good. So that meant some services will be restarted. So
Okay.
for the kernel update, so it might take a while. Yes.
Okay.
Um,
So I'm in where I need to be. Okay then.
yeah.
Aside from that, then I'm good.
Yeah. Right. So let's use IRC for communicating. Then you can ping us on in OpenStack Manila or ping us directly. It's fine.
Hmm.
Yeah. Is there something else you'd like to add, or some any other questions you have?
I think if I do run into problems, I'll just ping you. For
Yep.
the most part, I think you kind of walk through the whole process. So I'll be sure to ping you in the
Yep.
future if I ever run into anything.
Thank you. Right. Um, anything else? Any other questions?
I just wanted to mention for all the contributors that are going to be doing the code reviews, please do take a look at that in progress column as well, because those were already developed some
Yeah.
patches or ready for review. Um, whatever that is in the other two columns, maybe you could contribute. That would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Vida.
Mhm.
All right. I'll stop the recording then.
Yeah. So this patches, whatever you're implementing, so they will be pushed to the upstream, right, for review.
Yes.
Okay.
You see them being
Thanks.
proposed to. If you look at the OpenStack Manila channel on RC, you'll see the changes coming up. So I'd say
Okay.
please review. Oh, one other thing. Whenever you submit the changes, please set the topic to the topic that we had in the hackathon, which is owner self project. Yeah, this is the topic. So on the changes that you are implementing, please, as soon as you push them, add the topic and set it to OSC dash functional dash tests. That will group all of the changes together, and then reviewers can also use it to filter the changes that are being proposed. It's a helpful way, so it will help also Girish and Kiran to look for the changes to review. Right? Any other questions? Yeah, I'll stop the recording. Yeah.